welcome to my very first book launch. Happy Tuesday to you all. I'm so excited to have this time with you, and I want to welcome you to the live. Welcome to 40 Days of Positive Affirmations book launch. I am so excited to be able to share my writings with the world. Okay, hopefully it goes out in, well, it has already gone to the world, just different states, different places, and I'm just really excited to share this moment on today's date. All right, so let me introduce myself for those who may not know. My name is Carlisha Swan. I often go by K Swan, but I am an entrepreneur. I am a social worker. I am an actress. Sometimes I do stand-up comedy. And now I'm an author, a published author. So welcome to the live. And let's just celebrate. All right. So I have, let me just get some things out of the way first. Listen, if you, when you come in, say hello. I'm doing a lot of things. I am the backstage person and the front stage person. Okay. And so I'm going to be looking a lot of different places to see comments, to see you. Say hello. If you're saying hello, type in the comments, comment. You know how they do it. Comment, like, and share so that other people can see the broadcast as well. Also, if you look at the title, you will be able to see that you can hop on with me if you so choose. All right. And so I would love to see you. If you have any comments or questions and you just want to jump on and say, hey, I'm open for that too. We're going to do that a little later though. Okay. So I have one of my friends with me who we're just going to chit chat and talk about what's going on today, the book launch and all those things. And so I'm going to bring her in now. Her name is Rosalina Denson, and I'll let her tell you a little more about her when she comes on. Rosalina, are you there?
Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yes. I'm so proud of you. Let me just first get that out the way. I'm so proud of you. You're so awesome.
Thank you, Rosalina.
Yeah.
You are currently frozen.
Okay.
And then I'm looking on I'm on Facebook, and I don't see you on Facebook. I can see you where I am, but on Facebook there's a black mark.
I know it may be some technical difficulties, but the show must go on because this is your book launch. This is a wonderful thing. It's not about me. So if they can see me, oh well, fine, but it's all about you on tonight. So the main thing, I just hope you can hear me because there's some things going on probably on my end as well. So I just want everybody to know it's not Carlisha Swan's end. It's more so probably mine with the, memory and things like that on the phone. But hopefully it doesn't freeze me out as far as the sound. But I am Rosalina Denson, as she said. I'm her friend. I've been knowing Carlisha ever since 2006. And I want to say that the book, how some people write books and, it's a hustle. They know the right things to say. But Carlisha lives what she's talking about. And that's what makes this book so authentic, so great. And it's going to bless you when you get the book. If you already have a book, you're going to be blessed by it. And I want to encourage everyone to get the book. And also my name, I also go by the stage name. I'm also a poet. I'm a social worker as well. I have my degree. We both went to Alabama A&M, and I'm a poet. And I go by the stage name of Frankie Allen. But like I said, it's not about me. It's about my girl, my woman, my friend, Carlisha Swan.
Yes.
So I'm so blessed to be here.
So Rosalina, listen, part of the reason I wanted to do this kind of together is because, like you said, we've known each other since about 2006, and some of my experiences you have been in on, or I've shared with you, and so we've experienced a lot of things.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
I said, let's get on here and let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Okay. All right. Well, I wanted to just, is it okay if I ask you a few questions?
Oh, sure, sure, sure.
Okay. Well, like you said, we've been through and just seen a lot of things and just shared wisdom from each other. And one thing I can say about Carlicia, it's good to have friends who are wise, and iron sharpens iron. So this is going to be a pleasure to ask her some questions on tonight. The first question I wanted to ask you, in pursuing your dreams, you've been pursuing your dreams for some time now. Early on, when when did you envision yourself as an author?
Well, I never really envisioned myself as an author.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I really set out to do that when I started doing my entrepreneurial okay, let me stop real quick. I believe this is my aunt who just jumped in. So Rosalind, hold that thought. I'm
Okay.
gonna bring you on.
Awesome.
Simona. I
Oh,
cannot
wow.
believe you jumped on. Unmute your phone. Aunt Simona, can you hear? Are you speaking? I can't hear you. But let me just say this. This is my Aunt Simona. I am named after her. My father named me Simona. Carlicia Simona is my middle name, and it is after my Aunt Simona here. And so thank you so much for coming on. She just hopped in and hopped out. So yay! Okay, Rosalind.
Yes.
To go back to your question, I honestly didn't set out to be an author. I just remember when I started my nonprofit, First Lady Empowerment Foundation. I a part of that was just wanting to empower a younger generation, to kind of help them, do the things, build their self-esteem and all the things that I had dealt with and had come through or had been journeying through to overcome. I wanted to share that with someone else.
Yes.
I guess there was a time where my father and I, we did talk about one day I should write, a book. He always used to say that, once you write a book, no one can ever take that away from you. And you become an expert in that area. And so to go along with your educational background and all of that, he did mention that, but it was nothing I really set out to do until here recently. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I wanted to ask you, you're kind of leading into the next question I have. What and or who inspired you to write your book? So it's a
Okay.
what and a who. But I think you answered the who, but just go into the what.
Okay, so the who is kind of two part as well. So
Okay.
so the most recent who that really propelled me into actually doing it is my mother. I was and then now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of yet another person. So I was preparing for it's called the Bloom Conference, directed and organized by Lola Johnston. And I was preparing for that. It was supposed to be May of this year, but of course COVID happened, and so that didn't happen. But at the time, this was last year in December. I was preparing for that, I was supposed to do a presentation for that conference for women and for young girls. And my mother said, you need to have a book so that when you finish speaking, you can have you a table and you can sell books. And she said all the professionals do. And so I was like, I mean, I didn't really, I was like, okay. But then she said, you really should just do it. And it was at a time, right? It was after my father passed, and it was nearing the holidays. And, the holiday blues, everyone talks about, holiday blues. And I felt like I might experience some of that. And so I wanted to kind of get ahead of that. And so I used my own personal journey towards self-esteem to write this particular book. So basically, the inspiration came from my mother, my father, and preparing for this conference. All of those things kind of worked together.
Great inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
And you answered the next question as well. When did you begin on this journey? I guess I want to kind of switch it around a little bit, because you said you started in December, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Writing a book. So what do you think, as far as this journey, how much of the journey do you think is compiled in this book, as far as your life, to make this book what it is?
Well, I'll say this. I have often used positive affirmations for my own self to help my own self-esteem. And I just really believe in words having power over you and your situation. And so I have encountered situations where I've needed to just boost my self-esteem, And so when I was younger, I dealt with self-esteem issues. And then a little bit in my adulthood, kind of not really feeling confident about myself and the things that I can offer. And then being in situations where other people try to put on you what you can and cannot do. And so at that point, I just refused to live in that space. And so I utilized what I have been doing all along, and just wrote it down and decided to put it in this format.
Okay, awesome. So I guess what I'm interpreting is that this is somewhat of a lifelong journey.
It is. And what I want to say about the book is, I don't want the misconception to be that you have to have low self-esteem to need or want the book. That's not the case. What I am suggesting is that the book is for a boost. It's for, if you have great self-esteem, it's still a great boost for yourself, and also for younger girls. And I'll say this to parents, you may think your child or your daughter or your nieces or your little sisters may not be dealing with self-esteem issues. My parents didn't realize I was dealing with it either. And so, you don't want to take that for granted. And this book is just to help just boost and to reiterate some of the things that they're learning at home, or should be learning at home, and just some tidbits on, should you come across certain people with certain, attributes, then how you should handle that.
Well, I was the book is, like you said, what they should be learning, and it's a reinforcement tool for these young girls if they are learning what they're learning at home. And to be clear, some people, some girls may not be, but this book will help you in that area. And like you said, it's good for people who have their self-esteem and those who may have somewhat of a challenge with their self-esteem. Yeah. This book will really definitely help boost that, boost that, and help you to, I feel like this book is, it helps you to dig a little deep. And one of the things that I really like the book, if you can hold the book up, if you don't mind, since I'm frozen. It's a very beautiful book, and it's an easy read. It doesn't talk down to you, but it is an easy read and helps you to really navigate. And what I like about the book is you give your affirmation and your wordings on it each and every day. And then you have a prayer. And then you have like where you can journal. And that is so important. You have the, like you say, the backstory of what you're given, your affirmation, and then you go into it with a prayer. So you go into this exercise. And I really, really like that about the book. That's one of my favorite things about the book.
Yeah. I say it again.
You just want to go in with it. That prayer boosts you to kind of go in with a clear head to face some things, to journal. So I really like that about the book.
Right. And it's almost like, just in case you don't really know what to pray, here's something for you.
Right. Okay? To start. Exactly.
Here's something to start. And for the journal pages, I believe in journaling. I love journaling and writing my thoughts down. Sometimes when you're in something and you can't express it or not ready to express it verbally to anyone or whatever, journaling is extremely important. And so I wanted to give that opportunity as you're reading it, something may come to you, or however you want to use those pages. That's kind of, the idea. After each affirmation, what are you learning? Or maybe you're in a situation that you want to jot down, or how you can better yourself. Just, it's a plethora of ways to use those pages. Yes.
And then it'll be a good book to, once you journal, and you can go back to those areas. If you really take really good notes, you can write down those different, it's 40 days. And those, in each of those days, what you're having an issue with, you can go back and even improve even the more. On those. So it can help you to keep track. So it's well written. And I feel like, and I know if you take the book seriously, if you want to be helped, as old folks say, it'll help you. If you want to be helped, you will come away stronger and a wiser person. Do you have time for another question?
Well, yes, but let me interject real quick and just give a huge thank you and a huge shout out to my editor, Terry Hunt. And I hope she's on the live watching. If you are Terry and you can come on, hit that little link in the bio and jump on real quick. If you are here, I want to just kind of talk to her just a little bit. Terry Hunt, my editor. Where are you? Are you there? I see I'm looking at comments on my phone, and I do see that you just made a comment. So hopefully you're still there. But yeah, while she's gathering, Terry Hunt, I'm calling you Terry Hunt. Terry Hunt, are you in the building? Terry. Okay. So we can go ahead with the next question, Rosalind, while we wait to see if Terry can hop on or not.
Okay, and also shout out to Terry Hunt as well. She did a great job editing the book as well. My next question, maybe it's going to cause you to dig a little deep. I don't know.
All right.
But I wanted to ask, were there any times where you felt the pressure to not be your authentic self in a group or situation? And that could be before you really just, boost your self-esteem, or even after you've done the work, after the fact. Were there any times when you felt the pressure, I should say, to not be authentic or in a group or situation?
Let me see. To not be authentic. Okay. That's kind of that's a tough one, Rosalind.
Okay.
Perhaps when I was younger, when I didn't really know myself or know who I wanted to be, or that kind of thing. And younger meaning like in elementary school or high school, trying to just kind of figure out who am I, and that kind of thing. Now, I will say this, that in my adult life, there have been situations where I have had to decide to go ahead and be authentic, and then risk the ridicule or risk, being deemed as a certain type of person. Now, I will say that. Okay. Now, sometimes refraining from speaking up about something or just waiting it out. I don't think that's not being authentic. That's just having wisdom on when and when not to handle a certain situation.
Right.
But I think it's hard to decide sometimes when it's time to just be, because if anybody knows me, I have a different type of thought process. I kind of don't shy away from speaking up or speaking my truth, or speaking the truth.
Right.
But there have been times where I have chosen not to and just like wait it out. But that's still being me. That's still just using wisdom.
Right.
I do think people put pressure on you when they're uncomfortable with who you are and knowing that you will speak up or speak out. People will try to manipulate the situation for you to then back down. And I speak a little bit about that in the book as well. So it's a decision, I think.
Right.
Let's pause, and I do see Terry. Let me bring her in. Terry, unmute yourself.
Go, Carlisha! Go, Carlisha! Go, Carlisha! It's you.
Okay, so everybody, this is Terry King Hunt. As you see, she is the CEO of Terry Teaches, and Terry, she edited my handy dandy affirmations book. And Terry, let me just ask you. So when I called you and said, hey, I've got this book idea, can you edit it? Like, what were you thinking? Like, first of all, we go way back. We go back to Oakwood College. And so, what were you thinking? Tell me your thoughts.
Well, first of all, when you said I'm writing an affirmation book, I was like, oh, I want to get it. Is it written? I want to buy it. Like, I want to buy it right now.
You did. And I was like, wait.
That's the first thing I said, because all through college, ever since I've ever known you, you were like always the cheerleader in the background going, we're going to do this. You're amazing. You're awesome. So I just knew that with wisdom and age and time, all of that sage advice had been put into something probably pretty amazing. And so I was like, yeah, let's do it. Now, when you gave it to me and I read it, I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. This is amazing. First of all, the pieces are so quick and easy to understand, to get, but they're powerful. Yes. So it's like in the morning, if you're in a rush, or if you're in a hurry, you shouldn't be in a rush or in a hurry when you're trying to, take some personal time. But if you are, it's going to give you what you need to get started. If you have time to process it, it's going to give you what you need to take you deep into the process of healing, to the motivation, whatever it is. It's a perfect book for wherever you are in your journey. The other part that I love about it is that it's going to be a book for me, and it's going to be a book for my children. I have an 11-year-old and a 19-year-old, and it's going to be perfect for both of them. Both of them can read it. The 5-year-old might be a little too much because, she's still decoding. But if we could get her past some of those big words, she'd be good.
That's true. And the one thing I say too is you and your daughters can read it together.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good idea.
Like, you can go through the process together, because it will bond you guys. It can open the dialogue of maybe where they are, what they're feeling, and kind of what stage they're in with their whole self-development. So I encourage moms to get the book and get it for their daughters, and that could be a bonding tool.
You hit some amazing topics. Like, you hit the sweet spot of issues that women of all ages deal with. All of them. Like all of those feelings of insecurity, of inadequacy, of having to not put others down. Like, I'm not going to spill all of the details, but you hit the good ones. You hit the important ones.
Yeah.
And I would just say, you were literally the easiest book I've ever had to edit. Like, you're a writer. You can write. And I've been editing for a long time.
Yes.
I have been editing for a long, long time. And this was easy. It was quite.
And let me tell you, I held on to this for a little bit before I contacted you.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't know. Ooh, I'm nervous. You know, like, you know how Erykah Badu says, you know, I'm sensitive about my, you know, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know. And see, and it goes back to, even as an adult, I am confident in what I want to share and how I know it will help. But at the same token, just for a moment, I'm like, ooh, is it good enough? And so that just proves that we're forever learning, we're forever feeling certain things, and we just need something that's going to be able to wheel us back really quick, you know? And so I'm glad I contacted you. That you was very, very good to work with. Very, very good to work with. So thank you, Terry.
You're welcome. Listen, I'm going to jump off of here because you're the only person who could get me to come on camera. Just, you know.
Thank you.
Feel prepared. But I do want to say, if you all have not purchased your book, please go purchase this book. I am so very proud of you. You've said a couple of things this evening that just prove the heart and character that goes behind what has been written. And one of the things that you said is that when your dad passed, you knew you were going to be entering into some times where it was going to be hard. And you wanted to get in front of that. That whole awareness of self, awareness of my own needs, the awareness that I need to take care of myself to make sure that I'm okay. The very fact that you're doing this launch today, it is such a testimony to your presence with self, and you bring that to this book. And if you are a woman of any age and you have a daughter of any age, you need to get this book, because that idea of taking care of yourself, knowing yourself, being able to love yourself and take yourself through that process, this is the best place to do it. I'm so, so proud of you, girl.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Terry. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. So for those who are just jumping on, this is my book launch today. And what I'll say about it is this. If you don't know, so let me give you a little background on why today is the day for such a time as this. 1 year ago, my father passed away on this day. A day that no one wants to see coming or see or to have or to experience. And so it's been 1 year. I absolutely cannot believe it's been 1 year. My father is an author of 7 books, I believe, 7, maybe 8. 7 for sure, 7 books. That's who he was. That's what he did. In the book, you'll see where I talk about just briefly on how he just was a writer. And he said anytime you saw him, he had a pad and a pencil or a pen and was writing. So I guess some of that is in me. But I wanted to have my book launch on today because of that. It's a way to honor my father. It's a way to continue in his legacy. Again, like Terry was saying, I knew this day would be difficult. But I didn't want it to just be a day that I'm in mourning. I wanted to add an accomplishment that I know he would be so proud of me for. and just really elated that I did. And so I just wanted to couple that with today's date. And like I said, in a way that honors him and just pays tribute to what he's left behind. And so that's the reason for the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what a beautiful thing to do to commemorate your dad, to honor your dad. That's so beautiful.
Yeah. I wanted to pause again and just say this, that for those of you who are wanting to get the book, I'll put the website right there. Let's see if it shows. Yes. Hold on. It is, you go to inspiredbykswan.com, and for those first few who order the book, that I will be giving the book, and you'll get a free book, and it's a book of poems by my father. And in this book, the one of the poems is Value and Worth, which is, I got that after the poem he wrote for the title of this book. And so, like I said, you'll get two books. You'll get my book, and then you will get a book of poems that was written by my father. So you want to go there, and while you're there, you want to join the email list for some updates and more giveaways. Okay, so you do that if you so wish. So you get a free book along with the I Have Value, I Have Worth, Positive Affirmations book. All right. So, Rosalind, do you have any other questions for me?
I do.
Oh.
I wanted to ask you, what were some of the steps that you took to overcome to boost your self-esteem when you were going through those times? Was it some other books? Who helped you, or was it someone who helped you, or was it some resources you reached out to? Because you have resources for young girls and women. What did you do to overcome to boost your self-esteem or your value or worth?
Well, I'll say this. Sometimes you just get tired of not living up to your potential, honestly. Mm-hmm. And, you just get tired of being or feeling subpar or feeling like you're not good enough when you know deep down you have things to offer the world. And so at a certain point, I just decided enough is enough. And I needed to just work on myself. And so when I started my foundation, First Lady Empowerment Foundation, in 2008, I had done some work on myself to boost my self-esteem, and the premise for my foundation was just that, to offer girls workshops and activities and programs that would help them boost and build their confidence and self-esteem. And as I was doing that, I found myself still not believing in myself. And I remember there was a summer camp that I did. I had finished at the end of the camp. I did this wonderful, wonderful speech about following your dreams, and you can do anything you put your mind to, believe in yourself, all these great little things. And in that moment, I didn't believe it for myself, because there were some things that I never pursued because I didn't think I could. And so that weekend, I remember that weekend, I was just really kind of down on myself about how could I pour into young people, into young girls, and not believe that for myself. And so really, I was just like, okay, Lord, enough is enough. I did get into the word, the Bible tells me who I am. And so I believe that. And then I made sure I had people around me who also believed in me, who also cared enough about me to say, hey, you can do this, or what do you like, or just being positive and just uplifting to me. And then going back to my parents, they really did instill in me that, hey, I can do anything. You do have to just put your hard work in it. And my father wrote a poem, like I was saying, that's in the book. He wrote a poem that's called "I Have Value, I Have Worth" for me, and I used it for my organization to also help other girls. And so that just those sources, those outside sources, and just going back to believing in myself is what helped me continue to build my confidence, and just trying new things to see if I'm good at it or if I'm not, or just trying to do things that I may or may not be good at, just to see. That also helped build my self-esteem and confidence.
Awesome. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to know if there are any parts of the book that was difficult to write. Why not?
Difficult, not necessarily difficult. Now, I will say this. I had to make sure, I wanted to put some names in there, but I know I couldn't do that. But not difficult at all, because at that point, while it was helping me get through a period where I wanted to kind of not be focused on my grief, but I knew that it would help somebody else. So I didn't want to, not write a certain thing because it was difficult for me, because someone could be dealing with the same thing.
Right. Well, I know day 17 really resonated with me. So you all, get the book, because all 40 days are important, but day 17 really resonated with me.
See.
But
Day 17.
Okay. Day 17 is I Am Enough.
Okay. Yeah.
And the world is full of people with many gifts and talents. Many will have gifts or talents similar to you. Some may even be better than you. Oh, yes, it's true. There is somebody out there better than you. Don't allow that to make you feel bad. You are still enough. Your gift will make room for you. You are created for a purpose. What you have to offer the world does not compare to anyone else. Your style, your personality, your viewpoint, they are enough. Let no one make you feel inferior. You are enough. Dear God, you equip me with everything I need to feel worthy. Help me to know I am enough. That really, really is powerful for me. And I just want to say, as a friend, as you being my friend, you have been an encourager and someone who has, like I said, I just admire your wisdom and your intelligence, and someone who has been an encourager to me, to encourage me to pursue my dreams and things like that. So I just really, really appreciate that. Really, like I said, you're authentic to this book, and your editor even touched on some things about how you were, being the cheerleader in college. So you're very true. She is true to this book. But I wanted to ask you, with that day 17 resonating with me, in this present time in my life, what day resonates with you more at this phase in your life?
Oh, wow. What day? I'll say day 25, which is do it scared.
Yes. Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because it goes back to, I have always felt like there are things that I want to do or have wanted to do, but felt fear. Sometimes have felt fear, and that stopped me from doing certain things. And I just, when you hit a certain age, things just change.
Right.
And in terms of your confidence levels, just in a variety of ways, things change. Kind of the older you get more confident. I do believe.
Yes.
However, part of the reason I wrote this for specifically for younger girls is to cut out that time where you are feeling less than, or you're not pursuing your goals or pursuing your dreams because you feel like fear and just not feeling worthy to do it. And so there are things I do believe that your dreams should scare you, and if they don't, then you're not dreaming big enough. And there will be moments of fear. Now, I do also believe that God does not give us the spirit of fear. Amen. So I'm well aware that that is not of the Lord. Okay. Right. But I will say, because we are flawed human beings from time to time, until you get over the fear, until you ask God, or God, removes it or helps you with that, you still have to do that thing, because more than likely God told you it's from God. Of course, if it's moral and legal, then yes, because robbing a bank, I'm sure is scary, but you should not do that scared. Okay.
Right.
But that resonates with me, because now I am in a place where I have a lot of things within me that I want to do, and that I want to cultivate, and that I want to grow. And it's scary, especially when other people are tied to your dreams or your purpose. People are waiting on you to fulfill your purpose so they can fulfill theirs. And that's a part of my purpose, is to show people that, you can overcome, these things in your life. And even if you're scared, you still have to overcome it, because it's someone else that's looking to you so that they can get free, so that they can move into a better situation for themselves. And so, yeah, do it scared is really my mantra right now. It really is.
Right. Well, I only have about 3 more questions. I think we can wrap it up really quickly. But I wanted to say that you can hold the book up again. It's such a beautiful book. Aesthetically, it's just so pretty to look at. It makes you want to get into it, and the colors pop. I just wanted to ask you, what inspired you for this cover?
Okay, so let me say this. Let me go back. When the original, this is not the original title. The original title was something else. So I won't reveal that, because that could be another book. But it was another title and another graphic and all that. But yellow stood out to me, because I found out that that empowerment, the color for empowerment, is yellow.
Oh.
And so, I said, well, it's going to be bright and
it's beautiful,
eye-catching. And then the value and the logo here, the cover, I had already had the logo for this shirt.
Yes.
And when I decided to change it to this, it just made sense based on the poem that my father written for me years ago, just how full circle it came that now I'm a published author, just like my father was. It just made sense that my first book of affirmations would be I have value and I have worth, because that is the premise. Once you realize that you have value and you have worth, everything else in here will fall into play. Right. Once you know your value, and a part of your value is knowing that, hey, I am beautiful and I am enough, and yes, I'm capable of doing things and doing things well. So that's pretty much it. I had several ideas and reached out to different people or whatnot to create a cover. And some of the things, it just didn't work out. And then when it came to me, you need to just keep it all the same. Mm-hmm. It just worked perfect for this. And I chose the size and all of that because, listen, I don't want, no big bulky book. This is cute. You can curl up
Right.
with it. If you're a young girl who I wrote it specifically for, it could fit in her purse or her little book bag or she has a little nightstand. It's just real cute. It's just a little cute book. But let me also say, I wrote it with the intention for it to help young girls, adolescent girls, teenage girls. But let me tell you, this is for adult women as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I like I said, when I wrote it, I still needed the affirmation,
Right.
And so this, when I say it's for the younger girls, is to give them a head start on don't go on the path of feeling like you're not good enough. You are good enough at 8 years old. You are good enough at 10 years old. You are good enough right now at 12 and 15 and 17. So that when you are in your 30s and 40s, you're not dealing with some of these things. And some of these things I have experienced with I've experienced with adult women, treating, trying to make you feel inferior based on how they feel about themselves, or thinking that, if you shine, then I'm not going to shine. And I don't want you to shine because that's going to take away from me. When in reality is, when I shine, I'm gonna shine. My shine is not gonna go dim because of your shine,
And it's not going to take away from someone else's shine when you do shine.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of that is about self-esteem.
Right.
It really is. And so, I want to curve that point where, I have it's a day in here also that talks about celebrating others, celebrating your friends. When you can't celebrate for other people, that's your issue. That's a self-esteem issue.
Right.
So it's important to be able to teach girls at a young age that it's okay that if your friend wins the spelling bee and you don't, that you can clap for her.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, just bottom line. So that's kind of that.
And it makes you, if people can realize, you just feel better for being that good friend, because whatever you're doing, or, however way you're behaving, you have to be mindful, because you want to be that friend. That's a good friend, and you want that in return. So that's very important. I'm going to ask you kind of a deep question.
Okay.
Do you feel that you have forgiven yourself for everything? Because that's also an affirmation. I want to say that's let's see, day. I thought it was the early part. I am not my mistakes, day one. But then we'll just go ahead with it. If you can answer the question, do you feel that you have forgiven yourself of everything, or past mistakes? Because you go early on, you talk about mistakes and different things, poor choices. Do you feel that you have forgiven yourself for all of those things?
As of today, yes. I do believe. I've always believed that, that you're not your mistakes. Like, at the end of the day, we are human, and we make poor choices. We make decisions that are not the best for us. We make decisions that will have consequences, regardless of whether or not, you are forgiven for that thing. Sometimes there are lasting consequences. And I do feel it's important to forgive yourself for being stupid.
Lack of a better word, yeah.
I mean, because like the saying, when you know better, you do better.
Yes.
And there's no reason to dwell in a mistake. If it was truly a mistake, then once you recognize the mistake, forgive yourself for that and try to then move forward in a better way or positive way or just different from what led you to the mistake, then you're doing yourself a good service. And so it's no need to wallow in that because you don't ever move from it. You always, I've seen young ladies and women who you sense that they're still hung up on that thing that they made the mistake about, that
Right.
still has them embarrassed or bound to that situation, the way they move and act and treat people and go about the world. It's like, girl, you need to forgive yourself and move on.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't stay in that space.
Awesome. And I just want to it's been a pleasure interviewing you and being a part of your book launch. This is such an awesome thing, such a blessing to be a part of this phase in your life. I wanted to ask you my last question. What can we expect to see from Carlisha Swan in the future?
Oh, the future. Well, I like to live in the moment and relish in, we got this good book here.
Yes.
But what I will say is this: more of just like it says, inspired by K Swan. I want to continue to live my life in such a way that inspires someone else to live theirs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Whatever you set out to do, whatever you want to do, I want people to be able to look at me and say, well, she tried it. She tried.
Right.
Even like with the stand-up comedy. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be like the next I don't know. The next biggest, greatest comedian. Yeah. I don't know. But what I will say is I tried. The couple of times that I've been on a stage telling jokes, I actually say I don't tell jokes, I tell stories. But people laughed, and that's the goal.
You did not bomb. You did not bomb.
Right. But that was something I was terrified of doing, but I just did it. And so I would just want to show people that even in, certain realms or certain situations or certain spaces in life, you can still live the life that you were purposed to live. And I just want to inspire people to do that. And in terms of like my business, I've got We Care Alabama, which is the group home for intellectual disabilities. Still, wanting to grow that. And that's all still a part of my purpose in allowing people to live their best life, no matter what circumstance or whatever life has thrown at them. The foundation, I've got the foundation, First Lady Empowerment Foundation. And then now I've got Inspired by K Swan, LLC. That's apparel, books, and content, digital content coming, that kind of thing. So I just want to be able to share stories in a variety of ways that just inspire people to live their purpose.
And you have done that. You're going to continue to do that. You've been a blessing to me, inspired me. And there's no doubt that this book is going to touch so many people. So if you ever do a stand-up gig again, I'm going to tell you, folks, she is funny. She is really funny.
Thank you, Rosalind. Now, I did not pay my friend Rosalind to say or do any of these.
She really is.
I want to open it up to the audience here. If there are any questions or any comments, if you are available and can jump on, the link is in the post there. You can click the link and I can bring you on if you like. If you've gotten the book and you're watching, shout out to you. So I just want to let you guys know. So let me go back to the giveaway. Okay, the free giveaway. With your purchase of the book, you get a second book, and it is called Poetic Expressions for the Traveler. And it is written by my father, L. Alex Swan, and it is a book of poems. It is a book of poems. I've enjoyed reading them. They're inspirational. The poem I Have Value and Worth is in this book. And so you will get 2 books. All right. And so the website is there, inspiredbykswan.com. Anybody here want to come on? Let's see. Let's see. Someone's trying to come on. Let's see.
You want to shout out those in the chat? There's some people still in the chat.
Yeah, let's see here. Terry, going back to Terry, she says day 17 is her favorite. Let's see what day 17 is.
That was my favorite as well.
Yeah, I am enough.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm telling you, that concept is something, you know, just feeling inadequate and just feeling like, you know what, listen, what I have, I don't have to prove to you. I don't have to beg you. I don't have to do any of those things to win your affection, to win your, like, I don't have to do that. I, right here as I am enough. And why is that? One, because God created me. That's number one. Like, he didn't create half people. He created people to be enough. Oh, look, we have someone in the building, y'all. Let's see who we have here. We're adding you to the live. It is my brother. Yay!
Hey, Rosalina, why I can't see you?
It's something going on with my phone. Probably the memory.
Gotcha. I understand.
Yeah.
Do you have an iPhone?
I don't.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I don't envy you all at all.
Oh, okay,
my phone is enough.
Yes. Yes, indeed. So James, listen. So everybody, this is my brother James. Most people call him, and most people know him as Swan. But this is my brother, and I'm glad you hopped on. I just wanted, the significance of today. I don't want to bring it all down or whatever, but I would be remiss to not talk to you about today and the book launch and what are your thoughts about, what's transpiring?
Of course, it's just an emotional day. Good and bad. I think your discipline and your dedication to making this happen today is admirable. I think it's very much something that is a direct reflection of our father and what he represents and his legacy. What you've done is put something in the world that, like him, is left whether you're here or not.
Yeah.
So there's sometimes, people take a lifetime to accomplish um, something that you can leave forever. And I think the motivation sometimes it comes in times like these, and then you just learn to live with it, and you're motivated by by trying to speed up the process of your purpose in life.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you've done. You know what I'm saying? I think with books, you can never stop writing another book. The hardest part is your first book, and because it's like I used to hear. Of course, I listen to hip hop and music. It takes a lifetime to write your first book. Yeah, the longest time it will ever take to write your first book is your first book. Your second book won't take as long because the first book took your entire life to write. So
Mm,
now that you've done that, it's nothing to continuously do it
mm,
again. So
mm.
so I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you are inspiring me. Um, that's crazy that you pretty much have become more like my dad than any of us, and I'm very proud of that.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, James. I just want to also say um, publicly that you have been just such a great support. You've been my number one supporter. Um, well, I have three number one supporters. You're not. You're number one. Mom is number one. Dad was number one. And I just appreciate you and how you've encouraged me. And just this last year was rough, but I'm just so thankful that we've been able to really come together and just really uh, just grow together and just really, be there for one another. So I appreciate you and thanks for coming on the live.
All right,
Do you
and
have anything else to say?
um, no, I'm just grateful to you guys, and continuously keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing it scared. I don't know about them jokes, but
She's funny.
yeah, she is
You
funny. She
won't
is
do it.
funny.
You won't
She
do it. You laugh
she
when
no, it's funny. It's funny. You know, you're doing a good job. So I'll be surprised at the next thing you do is scared about, and I'm proud of that.
yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much, James. All right.
All right, I'm not
Bye,
gonna be as
James.
long as Rosalind. I'll try to
You
keep
what?
it here. I'm not gonna be as long as Rosalind. I don't have any questions or anything like that. But uh,
I was, sir.
yes, ma'am.
This was planned.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I'm still on a few days. I'm going through it as we speak.
Oh, good.
So,
Okay. So just really quick. So far, what do you think? As a man, give me your perspective from a male perspective.
um, it inspires me to try to do it for young men or young boys as well. Um, I think you tap on some things that all girls or women they need. They just need a daily reminder that things are okay. Like you go through things, just like I was saying in my post earlier that like we all got to go through grief at some point in life. Like we
Yeah.
all got to go through a point of our lives that God's gonna take something away, or we're gonna be taken away from someone else. And how
Hmm.
we handle those things in those moments, someone is looking at you, and somebody is paying attention to you. And those words and those and that book and those daily things, somebody is in need of that.
Yeah.
You've been given that ability, or God says He can't give you no more than you can handle. That's because somebody else has to see you handle that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
when they see you handle that,
That's
they
good.
are in a position to embrace what's coming in their lives. And
Yes.
that's important. And that's what I think the book does. It lets people know that this life is life, and it's not promised to be picture perfect. It's not
Yeah.
promised to be, like all of this and all of that. It comes with trials and tribulations, and how we handle those trials and tribulations. It allows others to see and others to be able to handle it themselves. So that's what I'm learning in the book, and I definitely think that men and boys and everybody can read the book, and I think is very helpful to all those type of people.
Yes.
Well, good, good. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. All right.
All right, now y'all take care.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right, have a good
Bye,
one.
James.
Bye.
Well, that was lovely, lovely, lovely. That was my brother. That was good. That was good. That was good. All right. Well, is anyone else hanging around wanting to join the live? You can. Uh, if not, I won't tarry. Just for a reminder, you can get the book at inspiredbykswan.com. And when you order the book, you get a free copy of my father's book, Poetic Expressions for the Traveler. Now, this is a limited time only that you get the free book. Okay. Let's say today is Tuesday. For the next 48 hours, okay, the next 48 hours, all of the book orders for I Have Value, I Have Worth, 40 Days of Positive Affirmations, you get a free book, a poem book written by my father. He, listen, he would love for you to have this book. Let me just tell you that. This one, his book, and I'm sure he would love for you to have this one too. So that's what I'll do for the next 48 hours. You will get 2 books. All right. Rosalind, listen, thank you so much for joining. Oh, we've got some more. Adrian, thank you. She says she just ordered hers. Awesome. Very good, very good. And I shipped them pretty quickly, so don't worry about that. Now, I cannot guarantee, how soon or how fast you'll get the book. USPS is what I'm using. They are unpredictable, as you know. I ship them out pretty quickly, but I can't guarantee a specific date once I ship them. So, but I ship them daily. Okay. Again, Rosalind, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for just you also being an inspiration and encouraging to me. I appreciate it. And like I said, some of these things, we've laughed about and talked about and have tried to help one another in our own growth. There have been times where you'll call me or I'll call you and say, okay, now let me tell you what happened and let me know if I'm tripping, because maybe it's me. Check me. Just to get a different perspective on certain things. So you need friends like that. And so I just appreciate you being that for me. So, and just so you guys know, although on Facebook, you see a black screen where Rosalind is, where I'm looking, I can actually see her. So just,
I tell you, hey, the show must go on. But like I say, it's not about me. It's about you. And they see you very clearly. They hear you. And that's the most important thing.
Yes. Thank you, Rosalind.
Appreciate
All right,
you so much.
Well, that is my time. Listen, guys, if this has blessed you or if you encouraged by something that was said or interested in the book or whatnot, you can leave a comment, you can like this, you can share it. Sharing is caring. And let's just keep it real, in social media land, the more interaction and the more shares you get, people are able to see it. And so my goal and my desire again for the book is for it to inspire and to encourage and to empower young women, older women. Listen, my mom read the book and has been encouraged and empowered. And so, it's really for all. It really, really is for all. And I'll just encourage you to pick it up, inspiredbykswan.com. And I thank you. Let me just say this. I want to thank my brother, as you all saw. I want to thank my mom who really just encouraged me to just do it. I want to thank Terry, going back to Terry, who edited the book. I want to thank Terry for doing that. I also want to thank, I don't know if she's watching or if she'll see it. I don't know, but maybe somebody will tag her. I want to thank Pastor Lola Johnston, who just in her own way encouraged. She doesn't know directly how she did inspire me and encourage me to go ahead with the book, in terms of she allowed a space for me in her conference that allowed me to think about needing or wanting to write a book. And so I just say that to also say, like I shared before, you never know what your gift will make room. Your gifts will make room for you, but they also can open the door for someone else to utilize their gifts.
Yes.
And not to mimic one another in a jealous way or a coveting way, but allowing yourself to walk in your purpose so that others can feel free and confident and bold to walk in theirs. And so she did that for me when she asked me to be a part of the Bloom Conference. And I'm just so grateful for people who are able to open the door, not afraid to share the stage, so to speak, with other people that will allow them to do what it is that they are purposed to do. And so for that, I am truly thankful. And at the end of this all, I want to dedicate this whole entire show to my father, Dr. L. Alex Swan. He was a God-fearing man. He led his family to Christ. He was a wonderful husband, a wonderful father. He was a loyal friend to many, a good church-going man. He was a preacher too. I'm not a preacher's kid, but he liked to preach. He was an author. He's a professor, a psychologist, and the one thing that I'll say that is very bittersweet, obviously, about this moment is that I didn't write it while he was alive so he could see it. But hey, it was for such a time as this.
Yes.
And for that, I'm truly grateful. All right.
All right.
So
I encourage people to also leave a review. When you purchase the book, when you read the book, please leave a review.
Thank you. Yes. When you go on the website, inspiredbykswan.com, you get the book. You don't have to even finish the whole book to write a review. If when you start reading it, something ignites in you and you want to share it, please do so. I also want to say this. This book is also good for women's groups and girl groups at your church.
Yes.
There was a young lady who sent books to several members of her church. You know, we're still kind of in quarantine a little and in a pandemic, and many churches are still not open. But she sent several books to different members, ladies in her church. And I just thought that was a wonderful idea to kind of still connect and also offer a gift during this time for young people and for women. So if you are in that area where you can be of light in that area, go to inspiredbykswan.com and get you some books and send them. They're great. Listen, I thought about this. They're great stocking stuffers. We've got holidays coming up. It's a great gift for women and young girls for Christmas. Hey, I've made it very easy for you guys, okay? So again, I thank you all for tuning in. If not, let me look over here to see. Let's see. Terry says, purchase one and give another as a gift. Yes. That's a great idea as well. We've got another. I just ordered mine. Please leave a review. Exactly. Listen, guys, I'm just so grateful. I'm full right now because I was able to bridge this day together to be one that is in honor of. And so I'm thankful to be able to share that moment with many of you. And I honestly, my life's purpose, I truly believe, is to live my life in such a way that I can assist and make way for other people to live out their purpose and their dreams. Yes. And so I do that by doing it scared. I do that by saying I have value, I have worth. I do that by getting on the stage and telling jokes. I do that by acting. And I do that by opening a business and thinking I can, do this and thinking I can do that. I do all of that so that it opens the door for someone else who has thought to themselves, well, I can't do that. No, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. All right.
Yes.
That's all I got. And like I said before, until you get over your fear, know that you are valued and worthy enough to just do it scared. Okay?
All right.
All right. That's it.
All right.
Good night.